skateboard movies, and it's going to be opening up in the spring of 2020, another stunt spectacular kind of show over at Universal. Now, who in this room has not heard about the announcement of the new theme park at Universal? There's actually someone. We're going to get you on the list. But this was the biggest announcement Universal's made in a long time. This will be their fourth theme park, and they would consider this the single largest investment Universal has made in a theme park business, period. It will literally double the size of their footprint in Orlando. This is just a very sort of overarching rendering. You can see there's hotels, retail, dining, theme park attractions, lands. It's going to be quite a complex. And you know they've been extremely bullish about their positioning as far as how fast they're growing. What it does for us, it reinforces our position as the theme park capital of the world. We consider that an undisputed title, and we think this is just going to reinforce and make sure of that. And SeaWorld, our friends at SeaWorld, they're putting another roller coaster. And interestingly, this one, which opens in 2020, called the Icebreaker, will have the steepest vertical drop in Florida. That means there's nothing else that's as steep a drop as this roller coaster. So that tells me I will not be riding it. However, speaking of the Star Wars I mentioned earlier, so that some of you, if you've been to it or been to the States and you've been to Orlando or Disneyland, you've seen the one ride that it opened with, but the one that everyone's waiting for, I think is fair to say, is this one. And this is the Ride of the Resistance. This unequivocally, which is open December 5th at Hollywood Studios, this is considered the most ambitious attraction ever done at Disney. Now, as someone who spent over 23 years at Disney, everything my friends tell me this is going to be amazing. Something like nothing that's been done before, which is quite a statement if you've been to the Flight of Passage ride at the Avatar, the Pandora Land at Animal Kingdom, which is an amazing one in itself. This will surpass that. So something very exciting to look forward to with that attraction. And you may know that Disney announced that Epcot is under being transformed. That park opened in 1982, and it's well known, as we know, around the globe. But it's going through the biggest transformation of any Disney theme park in history right now. Here's a new attraction that you maybe have already heard about, kind of timely, the Mary Poppins attraction at Epcot. I saw in the BBC News this morning, Julianne was being interviewed, as a matter of fact, about her history with Walt Disney and Mary Poppins. So we're very excited about this attraction with that name. And for the animated film that maybe you all saw, Moana, a new attraction being developed, the Journey of Water, around the theme of that popular movie. For all you Marvel lovers, of course, Guardians of the Galaxy, it's an enormous hit movie that it was, two of them actually. This will also be finding its way. It's called Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Sounds like another one I won't be able to ride. And if all that wasn't enough, come 2021, it's time to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. Hard to believe, October 1, 1971, when it opened, it will be 50 years, same time in 2021. I remember when I went there about 2 weeks after that, I think I was about 2 years old at the time. Actually, I remember it more fondly than that, unfortunately, because I recall it very well. I was a 2-year-old. But if it wasn't enough of what happens in our theme parks, which is constant, we also, as you heard the mayor say, the growth and development outside, we call it beyond the parks, is never ending. And many of it happens, for example, on International Drive, which in itself is becoming quite the destination. An example of that would be, if you haven't seen Icon Park, this, by the way, is our attempt at trying to be the London Eye. But it is an attempt. It's a nice eye. It's a wonderful wheel. And it is the iconic statement in this entire development, which I'll try to go over these things, but you're going to see me repeat a word a lot. This now has, this is the 400-foot observation window, which really is quite remarkable. The views from there go quite far. But in 2020, we've already actually opened to the left, the world's largest swing ride. This thing swings you on a small chain, which I think is absolutely terrifying. But people do get it, go way up there. It's taller than the eye, which is pretty remarkable. But if that wasn't enough, we're opening the world's largest slingshot attraction over there. So that'll sling you enough to where you're not sure what's going to happen to you. And that's the world's largest of that kind of attraction. But wait, there's more. There's also the world's largest, this is largest swing. I already mentioned the swing, the observation swing. So, the world's tallest freestanding drop tower. So this thing goes way up there, and all of a sudden drops you. at full speed, which I think is also nerve-wracking. But that's what the thrill rides is something we don't ever want to forget as a people. Hotels continue. We are in the biggest growth phase of hotels in our history. Between 2019 and 2020, we have the greatest expansion of hotel rooms in the last 20 years. Almost 6,000 more hotel rooms. We're having all different shapes and sizes. One of the ones that are being awaited, of course, is the JW Marriott at Bonnet Creek. This is near Walt Disney World. And this project is going to be a beautiful property. It does convention business as well, but again, one more nice high-end addition to our community. In the video you saw earlier, you saw that there was one of the two Universal-themed resorts that are opening up. One is Surfside and one is Dockside Inn. These together are going to add a great deal of additional rooms to the landscape. So overall, when we're done with hotel rooms through 2020, we'll be at 131,000 hotel rooms, just second only to Las Vegas in total hotel rooms. However, as you know, what makes our destination so attractive is not the hotels themselves. We have the dining, we have the entertainment, and of course, with the theme parks, it's quite a combination. So we think right now, as well as later, we have an accommodation for any size budget, any size. And of course, you know that we are the timeshare capital of the world. We're also the vacation home capital of the world. So we have an accommodation for literally anybody who wants to come visit with us. As you heard the mayor say, though, lots happening around surrounding areas as well. In downtown Orlando, our professional basketball team, the Orlando Magic, are developing another retail dining entertainment space with a hotel, with conference space, first-class property, dining, events will be taking place quite a bit. This is happening, will be completed by the end of 2020. And we do have quite a significant arts and cultural environment in Orlando. This is the most high-tech, modern performing arts center in the nation, in the United States. And what's interesting, it does all kinds of shows, Broadway level, concerts of all kinds, 440 performances a year. And one thing that we're excited about is that by the fall of next year, there's going to be a new hall expansion. This will be the most perfect sound auditorium in the world. There will be no place where the acoustics are more perfect than this room, this facility. So much so that some of the world's greatest musician performers have already said, we'd like to come over there and test it out and try it out ourselves. So a lot of effort was put into creating this facility, and it just adds to the environment of opportunities that we have. And as you saw mentioned earlier when the mayor was sharing with you, sports are quite significant in our environment as well. We have the National Football League Pro Bowl. We have things like Monster Jam and all, you name it, we've got an event around it. And all of you, I hope, are familiar with the incredible amount of the popularity of world wrestling or professional wrestling. Well, we have the World Wrestling Federation's training facilities, and every week there will be a professional level, high-level, name famous acts that will be performing wrestling matches every week. They can't get enough people. It's jammed every time. It's like we're not sure how people are dying to get in. We're going to have to expand the thing. Additionally, we have a lot of great neighborhoods throughout that we find. What I find interesting as I go around town to these neighborhoods, like in Winter Park and other areas around the vicinity, is how many of our international visitors like to branch out and check all these different places. We have a lot of eclectic dining and just a lot of interesting elements around our community that really tell you a lot about what we're all about in Central Florida. And as the mayor said, beyond that, the amount of natural landscapes, springs, lakes, and other places to get out and see the nature of Florida is very close to us. The good news, you can be in the main tourism district, you can be in these places in many cases in less than half an hour or half an hour, 45 minutes. They're not far away. I do not want to forget for our travel industry partners that you continue to be incredibly important to our success. As you heard that statistic the mayor shared with you about being the UK, for example, being the #1 overseas market, comes for a reason, because we have incredible partnerships with so many of you and support from you that tell the story for us. And we're doing more with the Orlando Travel Academy. We have a lot more information that we're putting forward around photos, videos, toolboxes, and webinars, and then we're also expanding our training programs and our Orlando Ambassador program. And we have a new consumer website that, of course, for those just checking us out, I hope will find everything they need to know about our destination. And they'll also see that something we have called a 360-degree tour, where you can now go in with a very interesting approach to these things from angles you would never otherwise be able to do. At the end of the day, what we feel makes us special remains the same thing, that we're a destination that makes an emotional connection with our visitors. We have brands that people feel very good about. We make memories that are important to us, that we continue to reinforce. This is a very special place to come, especially if you want to create a bond with your family and friends. And we've been doing that for a long time. We look forward to doing more of it. We are right now one of the top international destinations. We're actually number 4 in terms of U.S. cities and growing. So we like the fact that we keep seeing the benefits of doing everything we can to support international visitors. And we thank all of you here for helping us get that far. So with that, to give you a little semblance of what we mean by when we try to project the feeling of an emotion that you get when you come to Orlando, I'm going to show you a brief commercial that we use, and then let you just say that we appreciate it. Thank you for the friendship and partnership that we've had with you for so many years. Many of you are almost like family because you spend and do so much in our community. On behalf of the mayor, who I'm grateful shared his message with you and came to join us, we do thank you again for that, and look forward to seeing you, as he said, sometime when you come to see us. But our staff and team of Visit Orlando are dedicated to doing everything we can to be of support to you. Thank you again for being here today. We'll do a brief commercial, and then we'll let you go back to where you need to go.